This border is my first real one, and to be honest, I'm a little bit anxious. I don't want to be denied entry. The process takes some time, but eventually I'm in. I enter the biggest country in the world. In May 2019, at the Flanders Tropenbach, I have met two Russian guys, Dimitri and Ivan. When I told them that one day I will drive in Moscow, they immediately invited me to stay in their garage. I spent few weeks with them, living the garage life, you know, one party after another. Such good memories were made here.
Just looks like
Guys, I think it's very cold.
That's why I don't want to swim.
you go to swim?
Nope.
Oh no.
It is time for me now to keep moving. The boys from Moscow gave me few contacts on my way east. I'm starting to really enjoy Russia. I've heard a lot of stories about this country. Some were scary, but of what I've seen so far, the people are amazing. Of course, some crazy ones are around, but just like anywhere else, right? Since I changed my tires in Sweden, my front brake is acting very strangely. The local mechanic reckons my front brake disc is the issue. A new one fixes the problem. Ruslan, a biker I've met in Kazan, shared a bit of road with me. Tonight we will sleep in Chelyabinsk at Daniel's place. He's a member of the Russian Star Motor Club. Another border crossing today. Daniel from Chelyabinsk called his friend in Kostanay and let them know I was on the way.
Okay, Kazakhstan!
Whoa!
Oh!
Kazakhstan, только так вот.
Hey!
In Kostanay, one of the boys offered me to print some stickers at his parent company. Time to cut them off. On the way to Nur Sultan, I witnessed something funny.
Go, Kazakhstan! Flat, flat, flat. Oh, petrol station. Flat. And flat. Main highway to Astana. Ship crossing. It's all good, bro.
In Nur Sultan, I met Hassan, who's managing an hotel and also a bike post that offers free shelter for any motorcycle rider. It seems that words of my presence travel fast. I receive a text from Motostil in Ekibastos inviting me to join them.
Okay, so tonight I am in Sapsan Motorcycle Club. Ekibastos. Here we go. Kazakhstan, and thanks to all these people who welcome me. This is going to be a good night.
No, my baby, can't show through. But my dreams, they are empty. As my conscience seems to be. And all the roads we have to walk right there. And all the lies will lead us there, up like there.
In Pavlodar, Jason, a guy I met the day before, showed me around and took me to the local mechanic. In the beginning just to say hello, but the guy really wanted to clean my air filter. Of course, he would not accept any money for his work. Back to Russia. This time I know crossing the border will be easy. It's just a matter of patience, I guess. I stay a few days at the Wild River Moto Club in Novosibirsk. Natalie, my contact, who is the only one who could properly speak English, makes sure that every day I have things to do. In town, I met Evgeny. He helped me fixing few things on the bike.
Okay, today's tech tip. If you need to lubricate your throttle cable, just wonk a little bit. Wonk it a little bit. Russian Siberian way. Yeah. The oil free come.
This guy is a true magician.
If you take me with you, it'll be my round.
I then ride the longest part of my trip so far. 800 kilometers in one day, more than half of it under rain.
Traveling round and round and round.
The distances between cities in Russia are huge. It doesn't look like that when you look at a map. In 3 days, I rode 1,900 kilometers before reaching Irkutsk, where the Red and White Army, MC, hosted me like a king.
Okay, there is no time for a good beer. I am in Irkutsk at this guy place, Malava, here, with Gregory here. It's just like beginning of the afternoon having a good beer.
In Ulan-Ude, I stay with opposite Moto Club for a night before going south. Next stop, Mongolia. The scenery in this part of Russia is breathtaking. I realize how lucky I am and enjoy every second. On the way to the border, I see a Citroën 2CV with a sticker in the back saying "From Paris to Nordkap" on the side of the road. I stop and meet Clément and Maximilien, two Frenchies traveling around the world as well. Crossing the border takes me a bit longer than usual, but once again, it's just a matter of paperwork and patience. I have heard that after the border, the road no longer exists. I'm surprised to find some decent pavement. The illusion, though, doesn't last very long. Quickly the road became just a track. The whole highway stands in the middle, and on each side you can see 5 dirt tracks. You can choose any of them. I start to look for one with less potholes. The one on my right seems okay. I start to go this way, with a low sun blinding me. I don't see the ditch in the grass, and what had to happen happened. The bike and me fell on the ground. The bike is too heavy to be picked up, but I see 2 horsemen witnessing the whole thing from far away. I come close and ask for help, mimicking the bike falling with my hands. They start laughing and come help me. It's too late to keep going and I am exhausted. I spot an old building and ask if I could sleep in here for the night. One of them shows me something that looks like a small barn. I understand it's his property and I will be okay to sleep in there. The road the next day is pretty much in the same condition. I need the whole day to ride the 200 kilometers left before Ulaanbaatar. After a long weekend in Mongolia's capital, I decide to keep going. Unfortunately, the bike doesn't want to start. I check the carburetor, the spark plugs, the gas level, and everything I could think of, but nothing changed. After a moment, I give up and start looking for a mechanic. Few phone calls later, I found one. He's on his way to pick up the bike. He's probably the only mechanic in Mongolia who knows Harleys. He inspects the bike quickly, and for him, my ignition control module is dead. I believe him and we order a new one from the USA. I asked him to choose express delivery. According to his past experience, the part should arrive within a week. After 4 weeks of waiting, the part finally arrives and the bike was back on the road. This is what I've done during a month in Ulaanbaatar. Finally, it's time to hit the road and leave Mongolia for good. The outside temperature is very fresh, but the roughness of the road keeps me warm. After a lunch break in Tsil, I have another surprise. Okay, looks like a video is gonna be easier to explain. I'm in Mongolia still. I was about to leave this lovely village this morning. Then, I don't know if you're gonna see it, then my old CC bar went this way. I don't know if you see anything. And then this little fucker here just disconnected itself and created like a short between each other. I don't know if you see anything, sorry. And then I'm back to the fucking problem I had 2 days ago. I just burned my brand new ignition control module. So I guess it's back to Ulaanbaatar on a truck, and then I will think of something else. It's not a very good day. And back to Ulaanbaatar. Lucky me, I didn't burn my new ignition control module, and after 5 minutes the bike is fixed. I chose to put the bike on a train to Russia because of the rough terrain and the temperature. I didn't know what a paperwork nightmare it was about to be.
You cannot fight it, all the world denies it. Open up your eyelids and let your demons run.
Yay, I'm finally leaving Mongolia. I passed the Mongolian customs without any problems. But 30 kilometers later, in Naushki, Russian customs tell me they don't think they can clear the bike from customs because it is a train station border and not a road border. I should have re-entered Russia via the road posts. It takes me a few days to fix this and actually get my bike back on the road. But the temperature here is already below 0 degrees during daytime. I choose to put the bike on a freight train from Ulan-Ude to Vladivostok. I feel like I am cheating a little bit, but it's also good to board the famous Trans-Siberian. The journey will take about 2.5 days. The train often stops in the middle of the night, and every smoker jump out for a quick ciggy. Even if it's really cold outside, they just go. That's the Russian way, I suppose. In Vladivostok, another chapter of the Red and White Army MC is hosting me for a few days. I party hard with the boys, grab my bike from the freight company and go exploring the beautiful city. I will soon be out of Russia. Another goals on my list have been done. Crossing Russia. What an experience.